If I were to tell you that in the United States, it's entirely permissible to pilot certain types of aircraft without the need for a pilot's license, no pilot certificate, no FAA medical clearance, and in numerous instances not even aircraft registration, it might sound entirely fabricated at first. However, this is a complete reality under the Federal Aviation Administration's Part 103 regulations for ultralights. And once you begin to explore the innovations people have developed within these parameters, the entire realm of aviation suddenly becomes significantly more captivating. This isn't merely about diminutive, lawn chair-like contraptions hovering over fields. We are discussing enclosed ultralights, powered paragliders, amphibious aircraft, avant-garde carbon fiber creations, and yes, even helicopters, genuine helicopters. Some of these aircraft possess such an advanced appearance that most individuals would instinctively assume years of intensive flight training are a prerequisite simply to occupy their cockpits. Yet, legally speaking, in the correct configuration, they can still qualify under the provisions of Part 103. Therefore, today we are undertaking a countdown of 10 remarkable aircraft that you can legally operate without a pilot's license in America. And as we ascend this list, the more astonishing these machines become. Commencing our enumeration at number 10 is one of the most authentic and enduring symbols within the ultralight community, the AeroWorks Aerolite 103. This is a craft that has captured the unadulterated essence of accessible flight with a profoundness few others have achieved. Conceived by Terry Raber and initially introduced in the latter part of the 1990s, this single-seat, high-wing, pusher configuration aircraft rapidly garnered a devoted following and a collection of accolades, primarily because it perfectly encapsulated the spirit of ultralight aviation without any superfluous embellishments or undue complexity. Constructed around a lightweight framework of steel tubing, with fabric-covered aerodynamic surfaces and a straightforward open cockpit, the Aerolite meticulously maintains its empty weight comfortably below the limits stipulated by Part 103. This adherence makes it a genuine, license-free, medical-free, and registration-free flying machine that bestows genuine liberty in the aerial domain. Its remarkable distinction stems from the exceptionally direct and mechanical sensation it imparts while airborne. You are situated exposed to the elements with unobstructed, panoramic visibility in every direction, and the engine purrs contentedly behind you in its pusher arrangement. Every input from the controls directly translates to the wings in a manner that feels visceral, highly responsive, and wonderfully intuitive, rather than being diluted through layers of contemporary automation. It makes no pretense of being a miniaturized fighter jet or a luxurious cruiser. Instead, it offers an unvarnished, elemental flying experience that serves to remind pilots of the very reasons they initially fell in love with aviation. With typical cruise speeds settling into a comfortable range of 55 to 60 miles per hour, contingent upon your engine selection, and remarkably low stall speeds that render takeoffs and landings forgiving and easily manageable, even on modest grass airstrips. The brilliance of its design is rooted in its intentional simplicity. The availability of pre-assembled major components from the factory, a shock-absorbing landing gear system, electric flaps on numerous configurations, a steerable nose wheel, and a comprehensive, illustrated assembly manual mean that even novice builders can have their aircraft operational and airborne within a mere few weeks, rather than enduring years of effort. This significantly reduces both the time investment and the associated frustration, while simultaneously keeping the overall costs dramatically low. This affordability is a substantial contributor to its enduring appeal. In an era where conventional certified aircraft can easily command prices in the hundreds of thousands, current airframe kits commence at approximately $18,000 to $20,000. Meanwhile, fully equipped, ready-to-fly examples, often featuring popular lightweight powerplant options such as the Herth F-33 or MZ-3 series, typically fall within the $25,000 to $35,000 range. This remains considerably less expensive than many new automobiles, and immeasurably more exhilarating. Furthermore, its owners consistently praise the aircraft's dependability, straightforward maintenance, and the manner in which it transforms weekend excursions into pure elation, whether one is gliding over open country or practicing gentle maneuvers on a tranquil morning. Naturally, it is not without its imperfections. The open cockpit necessitates dressing appropriately for the prevailing weather conditions, and ambient noise levels remain quite noticeable. Its operational range is modest, limited by the legally mandated 5-gallon fuel tank, affording approximately 1 to 2 hours of flight time. Consequently, It excels as a local recreational flyer rather than a serious long-distance traveler. Nevertheless, these very limitations serve to underscore precisely what makes the Aerolite 103 so exceptional. It stands as compelling evidence that flight need not be prohibitively expensive, overly complex, or subject to stringent regulation to be profoundly rewarding. With well over 1,000 examples now in active service and continuous production maintained by UFlyIT in Florida, this aircraft remains a definitive benchmark for the significance of Part 103 ultralights. It perpetuates the aspiration of everyday individuals who simply wish to experience the sky without incurring exorbitant financial burdens. It delivers unpretentious enjoyment, surprising functionality, and that indelible open-air magic that no enclosed cockpit can ever fully replicate. Arriving at number 9, we present the Kolb Firefly, another renowned ultralight that has cultivated a steadfast following over the years and continues to merit its esteemed position among the most respected aircraft in the Part 103 category. This is due to its ability to deliver precisely what so many envision for personal flight, unencumbered by the customary obstacles of cost and complexity. Evolving directly from the earlier Kolb Fire Starline series, the Firefly was meticulously engineered from its inception to adhere to the stringent ultralight weight limitations, while simultaneously offering the kind of robust performance and enjoyable handling characteristics that make every flight feel both gratifying and confidence-inspiring. Its structurally robust yet remarkably lightweight framework integrates a factory-welded chromoly steel tube fuselage cage, providing genuine strength and significant crash protection, complemented by lightweight aluminum wings and traditional fabric coverings. This construction methodology ensures the overall empty weight remains precisely within the legal compliance parameters. What truly distinguishes the Firefly and renders ownership a genuinely attainable prospect for the average aviation enthusiast is its ingenious quick-folding wing and tail system. This feature allows a single individual to fold, trailer, and store the entire aircraft within a garage or backyard in a matter of minutes, thereby obviating the need for costly hangar rentals or navigating complex airport procedures. This portability fundamentally transforms the entire experience, as your flying machine can now reside at home, ready for spontaneous adventures whenever atmospheric conditions permit. Most Firefly builds utilize proven, lightweight two-stroke power plants, such as the Rotax 447 or comparable engines, producing approximately 40 horsepower. And owing to the Firefly's exceptionally efficient and light airframe, this modest power output translates into surprisingly spirited performance, delivering responsive takeoff rolls, excellent climb rates, and cruise speeds that comfortably hover around 60 miles per hour, all while maintaining impressively low stall characteristics. These low stall speeds provide a forgiving margin for occasional pilot inaccuracies during recreational flights. The aircraft excels in its pusher configuration, which directs engine noise and prop wash behind the pilot, contributing to a quieter and more serene open cockpit sensation. Furthermore, its tall, conventional landing gear configuration affords outstanding propeller ground clearance and robust capability for operating from unimproved fields, a distinct advantage that many other ultralights simply cannot match. What genuinely sets the Firefly apart from its competitors is its hard-earned reputation, forged over decades of real-world operation by individuals who place a premium on authentic craftsmanship over superficial marketing. It is a machine that feels as though it was conceived by pilots for pilots, incorporating thoughtful details such as optional cockpit enclosures, functional brakes, and even float kits, all while maintaining strict adherence to Part 103 regulations. This harmonious blend of simplicity, durability, and unadulterated enjoyment makes it stand out because it unequivocally demonstrates that exotic materials or exorbitant prices are not prerequisites for experiencing reliable, engaging flight. Current pricing for complete, ready-to-fly models or comprehensively equipped kits varies depending on engine choice, instrumentation, and optional features, but typically falls within an accessible range of approximately $18,000 to $30,000. Thereby positioning the Firefly as one of the most compelling value propositions in ultralight aviation. It offers proven reliability, effortless trailering, forgiving flight characteristics, and that deeply satisfying hands-on engagement without necessitating a substantial financial outlay. Naturally, it is not entirely without its limitations. The two-stroke engine requires diligent maintenance, and its open design means pilots must dress appropriately for the weather. However, For countless owners, these are minor concessions when weighed against the profound freedom and sheer joy it consistently provides. Occupying number 8 on our list is the Blackhawk Lowboy 3, a machine that fundamentally redefines the sensation of flight when compared to any conventional ultralight aircraft. This innovative powered trike frame is suspended beneath a highly responsive paraglider wing, offering an experience that systematically dismantles every barrier between the pilot and the sky, delivering a sensation that is raw, intimate, and possesses an almost spiritual connection to pure, unadulterated floating. Constructed with high-strength, large-diameter 6061 aluminum tubing for an unparalleled strength-to-weight ratio, the Lowboy 3 incorporates thicker fiberglass suspension axles that provide exceptional shock absorption and over a foot of wheel travel. This is paired with reinforced, oversized, tundra-style tires, which confidently navigate rough terrain, grass fields, or uneven ground without hesitation. However, what truly sets this design apart is its clever hybrid capability, allowing for seamless transitions between a stable quad configuration, ideal for novice pilots or windy conditions, and a lighter trike mode for experienced pilots seeking enhanced maneuverability and easier transport. This duality is achieved through quick-release pins that enable the entire frame to collapse and pack away in mere minutes, fitting into a garage, truck bed, or trailer. This inherent practicality eliminates the common encumbrances of airport hangar fees and tie-down charges, rendering ownership refreshingly accessible and spontaneous for everyday adventurers who simply wish to pursue sunsets or explore new horizons without the need for extensive infrastructure. The most compelling emotional draw emanates from the profound sense of exposure and connection that pervades the experience, with virtually no cabin, doors, or wind protection to insulate the pilot from the surrounding elements. This transforms every flight into a direct communion with the wind and atmosphere, feeling more akin to soaring like a bird than piloting a conventional machine. Powered by reliable options such as the Smooth Arrow 1000 4-stroke or the potent Black Bull 2-stroke engines, the Lowboy 3 delivers impressive thrust for remarkably short takeoffs, often under 100 feet, and precise landings in confined spaces. This capability opens up flying locations far beyond the confines of traditional runways, transforming backyards, beaches, or remote meadows into personal launch and landing sites. Its standout features include a low center of gravity, ensuring forgiving launches and landings, a multi-positional hang point system for swift center of gravity adjustments, and an overall robust construction that has cultivated a devoted following due to its enduring durability and minimal maintenance requirements over time. On the positive side, it boasts exceptional affordability, remarkable stability, particularly in its quad configuration, which is more forgiving of initial errors than many foot-launched setups, effortless transportability that accommodates most lifestyles, and that unforgettable, pure connection to the air that captivates those seeking the most authentic and exhilarating form of personal flight. Potential drawbacks encompass the learning curve associated with managing the wing and variable weather conditions, less protection from the elements compared to enclosed aircraft, and the imperative for proper training to maximize safety, notwithstanding the inherent freedoms afforded by Part 103 regulations. However, for those who embrace these aspects, they transform into integral components of the adventure rather than perceived limitations. Current complete Black Hawk Lowboy 3 systems, including the engine and wing, typically range between $15,000 and $25,000, depending on the selected power plant and configuration choices, offering outstanding value that solidifies this platform as one of the most accessible and exciting entries into the world of ultralight aviation today. At number 7, we encounter the Affordaplane, one of the most celebrated budget-conscious, home-built ultralights ever conceived. The very name of this aircraft articulates its fundamental objective with refreshing candor. This aircraft originated from a straightforward aspiration to dismantle the financial barriers that keep everyday dreamers earthbound, definitively proving that personal flight need not be accompanied by a luxury price tag or years of formal instruction. Designed as a simple, all-aluminum, single-seat configuration, the Affordaplane distinguishes itself through its ingenious utilization of readily accessible materials and straightforward construction methodologies. These involve square and round aluminum tubing joined by gusset plates and basic hardware, thereby creating a lightweight yet surprisingly robust airframe that feels approachable rather than intimidating. However, what truly makes it stand out so remarkably is the extraordinary build community that surrounds it. Here, Countless owners enthusiastically roll up their sleeves in garages and workshops, cutting tubes, drilling holes, and assembling the entire aircraft themselves with nothing more complex than common hand tools and a bandsaw. This transforms the project into a deeply personal odyssey, forging an unbreakable emotional bond between pilot and machine, something entirely absent from simply writing a check for a factory-finished product. This hands-on process delivers genuine satisfaction and a profound sense of ownership, as flyers often become intimately familiar with every rivet, bracket, and panel. This intimate knowledge cultivates confidence and a genuine connection to the liberating expanse of the skies. The design maintains exceptional effectiveness, despite its low cost, by concentrating on proven simplicity that comfortably stays within Part 103 parameters when configured appropriately. It offers responsive handling, short takeoff and landing distances that permit operation from modest grass strips, and sufficient cruise performance for relaxed recreational flights without necessitating complex systems or exotic composite materials. Its distinctive ladder-style fuselage imparts a unique, minimalist aesthetic that prioritizes functionality and ease of construction over ostentatious styling. Furthermore, the overall package encourages builders to progress at their own rhythm, acquiring components as finances permit, and even storing parts until the next paycheck becomes available. Naturally, like any ultralight, it entails certain trade-offs, including a more basic flight experience that rewards careful piloting, and a build process that demands patience and meticulous attention to detail rather than delivering immediate gratification. Yet, these very characteristics contribute to its authenticity and reward those who embrace the grassroots ethos. Today, the digital plans remain an absolute bargain at under $20, providing all necessary documentation, including detailed schematics and manuals. A completed, flying example typically costs between $6,000 and $10,000, contingent upon engine choices and the ingenuity employed in sourcing materials, making it one of the most accessible pathways to truly experiencing aviation firsthand. In an era where conventional flying often seems exclusively accessible to the affluent, the Affordaplane continues to champion genuine grassroots freedom, empowering ordinary individuals not merely to dream of the sky, but to literally construct their ascent into it with pride, ingenuity, and a sense of accomplishment that cannot be purchased. Moving to number 6, we transition to something with a considerably more contemporary aesthetic: the Merlin Light. This is an enclosed ultralight developed by Aeromarine LSA that fundamentally alters preconceived notions about what these minimalist flying machines are supposed to look and feel like. This sleek, all-aluminum, single-seater introduces a surprising degree of sophistication and genuine cross-country capability into the rigidly defined world of Part 103 regulations, conclusively demonstrating that one need not compromise comfort, visibility, or performance simply to remain compliant and affordable. What profoundly distinguishes the Merlin Light is its fully enclosed cockpit, complete with a functional door, 7 generously sized windows offering panoramic visibility, and a polished aerodynamic profile that gives it the appearance of a miniature modern sport plane, rather than a rudimentary open-frame ultralight from decades past. Once inside, pilots are greeted by electric trim, hydraulic brakes, Tundra tires for operation on unimproved surfaces, pushrod controls with double bearings for precise and responsive handling, a capacious baggage area capable of accommodating camping equipment or a small carry-on bag, and an instrument panel that easily accommodates an electronic flight instrument system, EFIS, featuring GPS, an artificial horizon, engine monitoring, and even a 12-volt power outlet for electronic devices. Typically powered by a lightweight Poline 303DS liquid-cooled engine with dual ignition and electric start, it delivers smooth, reliable performance, with cruise speeds comfortably in the 60 to 65 miles per hour range. Its excellent short takeoff and landing performance allows operation from surprisingly small grass strips or remote backcountry locations. The endurance approaches 4 hours on a single 4.15-gallon wing tank, thereby providing genuine recreational travel capability that extends well beyond the typical short hops most ultralights offer. The design ingeniously pushes the boundaries of what Part 103 permits through thoughtful engineering, such as its elongated, high aspect ratio wing equipped with large slotted Fowler flaps. These flaps significantly reduce the stall speed while simultaneously providing outstanding glide performance, even opening the possibility for motor glider-style soaring when atmospheric conditions are favorable. This confluence of technologies and distinctive features culminates in an aircraft that feels substantially more sophisticated and confidence-inspiring than conventional tube-and-fabric designs. It allows for flight in relative comfort, shielded from the wind and elements, while still offering direct mechanical feedback and impressive efficiency that maintains remarkably low operating costs. Naturally, no aircraft is perfect, and the Merlin Light trades a degree of raw, open-air exhilaration for its enclosed refinement. Consequently, it occupies a higher price point than the most rudimentary open ultralights. However, this investment secures superior durability, enhanced weather protection, exceptional build quality, and the kind of everyday usability that renders ownership practical for average individuals rather than solely for weekend daredevils. Current ready-to-fly packages from AeroMarine LSA typically commence at approximately $34,000 for a well-equipped base model, inclusive of the engine, EFIS, electric trim, and essential instrumentation. Prices can escalate toward $45,000 when incorporating premium options such as a full BRS ballistic parachute system, an auxiliary fuel tank for extended range, custom paint finishes, or additional avionics. Securing the number 5 position is one of the most impressive amphibious ultralights ever constructed, the Aero Adventure Aventura UL. This extraordinary diminutive machine fundamentally reshapes the entire geographical landscape of personal aviation by transforming water into your personal recreational area, thereby making adventure feel instantly accessible in ways that most conventional aircraft can only aspire to. Meticulously crafted by Aero Adventure in Florida, the Aventura UL features an intelligent hybrid design that artfully integrates a robust aluminum wing structure with a sleek fiberglass hull and lightweight wingtip floats. This creates a durable yet graceful profile that resembles a miniature bush plane seamlessly merged with a classic seaplane, poised for serious exploration. Powered by reliable, lightweight Rotax engines that provide just the appropriate amount of thrust without introducing unnecessary weight, it cruises comfortably at approximately 60 miles per hour while offering ranges approaching 250 miles, depending on the fuel system configuration. All this is achieved while maintaining sufficient agility for short takeoffs and landings, thereby unlocking access to secluded lakes, remote rivers, grassy clearings, snow-covered patches, sandy beaches, and even paved airstrips that would render traditional airplanes immediately grounded. What truly elevates the Aventura UL is the profound sense of liberation it bestows. Instead of being tethered to expensive airports, runways, and supporting infrastructure, as is the case with so much of modern aviation, this aircraft suddenly unveils an entirely new world where a tranquil backcountry lake transforms into your personal runway, and a secluded shoreline becomes the perfect destination for an idyllic day. The experience feels genuinely cinematic every single time you advance the throttle and lift directly off the water's surface, with spray artfully cascading as the aircraft cleaves cleanly through the water before ascending gracefully into the sky. This provides pilots with that rare, exhilarating rush of pure exploration that very few other ultralights can rival. From an engineering perspective, its distinctive pusher arrangement ensures the propeller remains safely clear during water operations. Meanwhile, the retractable undercarriage introduces remarkable adaptability, facilitating effortless transitions between different operational environments without the need for complex modifications or additional gear. Enthusiasts and constructors alike appreciate how this kit disassembles into manageable sections, allowing many to complete the build within a reasonable time frame in their own workshops, thereby fostering a profound personal connection that enriches every flying experience. Naturally, like any aircraft, it presents certain compromises, such as the open cockpit exposing occupants to the elements on cooler days, or the necessity for meticulous weight management to adhere to regulations. However, these minor considerations are vastly overshadowed by the sheer enjoyment and capability it offers to everyday aviators yearning for more than conventional airport excursions. Visually, it possesses immense allure, with its compact dimensions and purposeful stance that commands attention whether docked on a pier or gliding across a glassy lake at dusk. The most compelling aspect, however, is the exceptional value it represents. Current kits for the Aventura UL typically commence in the $25,000 to $35,000 range for the fundamental airframe and powerplant package, escalating to approximately $45,000 to $50,000 when fully outfitted with advanced avionics, safety enhancements, and personalized touches, still positioning it as one of the more refined yet surprisingly accessible choices in the ultralight market. We now turn to one of the most avant-garde aircraft in the entire ultralight class, the Swan 103, also recognized in certain markets as the Swan 12. This exceptionally streamlined craft completely debunks the antiquated notion that ultralights must resemble rudimentary fabric and tube constructions haphazardly assembled in a garage. From its initial appearance, it presents as a compact, contemporary sport plane that seemingly bypassed regulatory scrutiny. Primarily constructed from vacuum-molded, thermally treated carbon fiber and advanced composite materials by the adept team at Romanian manufacturer AVI Aircraft under the guidance of designer Radu Bersinu, the Swan boasts an exceptionally smooth, clean aerodynamic profile featuring a fully enclosed cockpit, gull-wing doors on either side, and elegant contours that captivate observers wherever it appears. Its distinctiveness lies in its fusion of cutting-edge technology with practical real-world application. The composite construction effectively maintains an empty weight comfortably below the stipulated Part 103 limits while delivering exceptional structural integrity and a surprisingly spacious, comfortable cabin accommodating pilots ranging from shorter individuals up to 6 feet 6 inches without requiring pitch trim adjustments. Its remarkable folding mechanism is a stroke of genius for everyday ownership. The wings detach with a single pin, the tail surfaces are quickly removable, and the boom hinges forward, allowing the entire aircraft to collapse into a footprint small enough to fit within a standard 6x12 enclosed trailer, enabling home storage in a garage rather than incurring the burdensome monthly hangar fees that extinguish so many aviation aspirations. This freedom of transport revolutionizes accessibility, permitting you to bring your aircraft home, secure it, and prepare for flight again within minutes with the assistance of a single helper or even solo once the custom trailer is set up. In the air, it conveys a sense of refinement and inspires confidence. With a cruising speed around 60 miles per hour, robust climb performance from its lightweight engine options, and sufficient range for enjoyable cross-country journeys, while remaining fully compliant and straightforward to operate. Pilots laud the contemporary enclosed canopy that provides protection from the wind while maintaining excellent visibility, the responsive controls that feel considerably more sophisticated than those of typical open-frame ultralights, and the overall build quality reflecting decades of European expertise in composite engineering. Of course, no aircraft is flawless, and the Swan does present certain drawbacks, such as elevated initial shipping expenses from overseas and the imperative to exercise caution with composite repairs should any damage occur. However, these are minor considerations for a machine that delivers such a high degree of polish and excitement. What truly seizes attention, however, is its sheer visual and emotional impact. Spectators are invariably captivated because it appears too advanced, too sleek, and too capable to be legally operated without a pilot's license. Yet, it stands as a testament that personal aviation can embody both cutting-edge sophistication and attainability simultaneously. At number 3, the offerings become truly extraordinary as we encounter a genuine helicopter, the Miracopter SCH-2A. This pioneering craft from Slovenia ranks among the lightest manned coaxial helicopters globally, ingeniously conforming to the stringent FAA Part 103 ultralight regulations in its appropriate configuration, and shattering all preconceived notions about what personal rotorcraft should look and feel like. Most pilots presume true helicopters reside in an exclusive domain of exorbitant costs, perpetual regulations, and years of specialized instruction. Yet, the SCH-2A completely reverses this paradigm, providing authentic vertical takeoff capability, full cyclic and collective controls, and genuine helicopter flight dynamics within a package that remains accessible to the average enthusiast without requiring any pilot certification. Its singular coaxial rotor system features 2 counter-rotating blades spinning on the same axis, obviating the necessity for a traditional tail rotor. This significantly reduces mechanical complexity, creating a remarkably compact and balanced profile that garners attention wherever it is seen. Constructed with meticulous engineering that prioritizes reliability and safety, the SCH-2A draws power from a responsive Fiat MZ 2022 twin-cylinder engine, delivering ample thrust for agile handling. It cruises comfortably while offering robust auto-rotation characteristics, providing pilots with a reassuring safety margin during power-off scenarios. What makes this aircraft truly exceptional is its transformation of the dream of private helicopter ownership from an exclusive pursuit for the affluent into a surprisingly achievable reality. It permits you to operate directly from a small patch of grass or a backyard clearing, experiencing the unadulterated thrill of hovering, pivoting, and maneuvering in 3 dimensions with nothing but open sky surrounding you. The design is notable for its clever lightweight construction and efficient layout, ensuring simplicity yet effectiveness, resulting in low operational expenses and straightforward maintenance that appeals to owners who prefer to spend more time flying and less time tinkering in the hangar. Outstanding features include exceptional maneuverability for confined spaces, a stable flight demeanor due to the coaxial configuration, and the exhilarating sensation of piloting a true helicopter that looks and performs far beyond the expectations for the ultralight category. On a practical level, it offers approximately 1 hour of flight time on its modest fuel capacity, making it ideal for short scenic flights, training circuits, or simply enjoying the freedom of the sky without requiring extensive infrastructure. Naturally, like any ultralight, it comes with inherent trade-offs, such as limited payload capacity, a single-seat configuration exclusively, and the need for prudent piloting skills to manage its responsive nature safely. However, these constraints are precisely what ensure its legal compliance and excitement within the established framework. Current packages typically fall within the range of $35,000 to $45,000, contingent on the specific configuration, delivery, and any supplementary equipment procured through official distributors. This positions it as one of the most economical production helicopters available globally and significantly less expensive than any certified alternative, all while maintaining a complete and polished appearance rather than an experimental one. At number 2, we present the Composite FX XE Mosquito, one of the most renowned and breathtaking ultralight helicopters ever conceived. This machine evokes an even greater sense of astonishment than the preceding coaxial entry, as visually, it precisely resembles the kind of sleek, personal helicopter one would expect to encounter in major motion pictures or high-budget aviation documentaries. Yet, it miraculously fits within the ultralight domain. Composite FX has taken the original Mosquito concept and refined it into a polished, serious rotorcraft specifically designed for enthusiasts who aspire to own and pilot their own helicopter without the typical 6-figure price tag or a labyrinth of regulations. The design is distinguished by its fully enclosed composite fuselage, which harmonizes lightweight strength with aerodynamic cleanliness. This is complemented by an ingenious belt drive system for the main and tail rotors, eschewing heavy, traditional gearboxes. This system helps maintain a low weight while ensuring smooth, responsive power transmission and simplifying long-term maintenance. Powered by a dependable MZ202 two-stroke engine, the XE Mosquito delivers impressive climb performance, comfortable cruising speeds that allow for efficient ground coverage, and true vertical takeoff and landing capability, enabling liftoff directly from a small grassy area or backyard clearing, an experience that still feels almost miraculous every single time. What makes this aircraft truly unforgettable is the sense of completeness and factory-level finish it offers right out of the box or after a straightforward kit assembly. It does not project the image of an experimental project. Instead, it looks and flies like a legitimate personal helicopter with exceptional stability in hover, strong tail rotor authority even in breezy conditions, and outstanding auto-rotation capability, instilling genuine confidence in pilots during practice or emergencies. The cockpit is precisely calibrated to your individual weight for optimal center of gravity balance. The controls feel direct and intuitive following appropriate training, and the overall package delivers the pure exhilaration of helicopter flight in an exceptionally compact and manageable single-seat configuration. Owners consistently praise how rapidly it becomes an extension of their own body in the air, how it democratizes rotorcraft ownership for average enthusiasts, and how dramatically it reduces the conventional barriers of cost, complexity, and infrastructure compared to certified helicopters. Naturally, it is not without its imperfections. Flight durations typically range from 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the configuration and flying style. It remains a single-occupant aircraft, and like any rotorcraft, it demands proficient piloting skills and regular maintenance. However, these very constraints are what allow it to shine so brilliantly within the ultralight category. Current pricing reflects its escalating popularity and refined manufacturing processes. Kit versions commence in the mid-$50,000 range, while fully equipped factory-finished packages can reach the mid to upper 70,000s. This still represents remarkably reasonable pricing when compared to any other option offering genuine helicopter performance and that cinematic aesthetic. Few aircraft on this entire list elicit more sheer disbelief from observers than the moment they grasp that a machine this capable, this attractive, this compact, and this genuinely exhilarating can legally exist and be operated under FAA Part 103 rules in the correct configuration. The XE Mosquito demonstrates that the aspiration of personal helicopter flight need not remain confined behind prohibitive price tags and endless regulatory hurdles. It brings the freedom, the vertical adventure, and the unforgettable sensation of hovering above the world within reach for dedicated builders and pilots prepared to embrace the sky in one of the most remarkable ultralight creations ever imagined. And finally, we arrive at number 1, the most visually dramatic aircraft on this entire list, the Aerodrome Aeroplanes Fokker D.8. This stunning three-quarter scale replica of the legendary German World War I parasol wing fighter delivers the most significant visual impact of any entry on this countdown, instantly transporting any observer back to the skies of 1918 with its aggressive monoplane lines, high parasol wing, exposed landing gear struts, and unmistakable razor-sharp silhouette that unequivocally conveys vintage warbird authenticity. Aerodrome Airplanes has masterfully captured the essence of the original Fokker D.8, celebrated for its clean monoplane design and formidable effectiveness late in the war, and adapted it into a lightweight modern kit that comfortably adheres to FAA Part 103 ultralight regulations when appropriately configured. Builders utilize simple bolted aluminum tubing construction with doped fabric covering, rendering the entire airframe straightforward to assemble with basic hand tools in approximately 400 hours. The ultralight variant employs a lightweight Rotax 377 engine, producing around 35 horsepower, to maintain the empty weight near the critical 250-pound threshold. What makes this machine stand out so profoundly is its sheer emotional resonance. The moment it lifts off, and you observe that classic parasol wing slicing through the air, accompanied by the open cockpit and period-accurate proportions, your imagination ignites with dogfight fantasies and golden age adventures, even though you are piloting a craft legally operable without a pilot's license. The design feels exceptionally distinctive with its rigid yet responsive controls, the excellent visibility afforded by the forward cockpit position, and a flight personality that rewards smooth inputs with agile handling and surprisingly capable performance for such a lightweight machine. Its advantages include remarkable affordability compared to any genuine warbird restoration, straightforward trailering potential due to its simple structure, low operating costs thanks to the efficient two-stroke engine, and the unparalleled ability to command attention at any airshow as the sole representative of its kind. On the downside, like many open cockpit ultralights, it performs best in calm atmospheric conditions, as turbulence can demand greater concentration. Furthermore, the vintage-inspired design necessitates a compromise on some modern comforts in favor of that raw, immersive experience. Notable features include the high parasol wing, which provides outstanding lift and stability. Modern engine options deliver reliable power without undue complexity, and the overall kit completeness, including all hardware, machined parts, and detailed plans, ensures you will not be searching for components for extended periods. This aircraft exemplifies that exotic carbon fiber or high-tech composites are not essential to create something breathtaking. Its uncomplicated tube and fabric approach keeps costs dramatically low while still providing respectable cruise speeds around 60 miles per hour in the ultralight configuration and genuine cross-country enjoyment for weekend excursions. Current kit pricing from Aerodrome Airplanes generally ranges from $25,000 to $40,000, depending on the engine selection, instrumentation, propeller, and the level of completion. This price point feels remarkably reasonable when considering the immense personality and visual drama inherent in every flight. So, there you have it, 10 extraordinary aircraft that you can legally pilot in America without a pilot's license. From simple open-frame ultralights to futuristic enclosed designs, from amphibious explorers to powered paragliders, and from actual helicopters to a World War I fighter replica, one thing becomes abundantly clear very quickly. Ultralight aviation is far more unusual, far more inventive, and far more thrilling than most individuals realize. FAA Part 103 has created this peculiar niche in aviation where the entry barriers are lower, the machines are more unconventional, and the dream of personal flight suddenly feels much closer to ordinary people than anyone anticipates. And frankly, that might be the most captivating aspect of all, because in a world where aviation often seems dominated by substantial costs and unending regulations, these aircraft demonstrate that avenues still exist for average individuals to experience the sky in a manner that feels personal, adventurous, and genuinely unforgettable.